Okay, so the demo for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is out. Just came out right after the state of play for it, which was a pretty good presentation. I was really impressed by it. But yeah, demo's out. Split into two parts. So the first part of the demo, which is like the first hour or so of the game, is available now, and then they're doing another part of the demo for the open world. I think that's coming February 20th, like a week before launch. So yeah, I've played through the first part of the demo, and I have some thoughts. So first off, visually, it's fantastic. It's as good as it's looked in all the promotional material. This is absolutely taking advantage of the PS5's power. It's a next gen game through and through. I recently went back and just kind of refreshed myself on how Remake looked, specifically the PS5 version, um, and looks fantastic. But yeah, it's a noticeable improvement, especially in just the level of detail in the environment. I think that's the main thing. Obviously, it still looks similar, but you can tell there's just so much more detail out in the world, so much more foliage. Um, yeah, just so much more little things added here and there. It really adds up. It actually is quite visually striking. There's a really nice part early on in the demo where you and Cloud Sephiroth, you're walking out in this outdoorsy, rocky area, and it's just like, wow, like this looks like a next gen game. It's very, very impressive. And obviously, the cutscenes look great too. The cutscenes were great in Remake as well, like really high quality stuff, and that's no different here. Facial animations look great. Uh, Camera work, the directing, very movie like, very cinematic. All of that is still here. If you liked how it was in Remake, you're gonna like how Rebirth looks for sure. Now, the main thing I wanted from this demo was I wanted to see how was the gameplay changed, because from what I was watching from the presentations, it looked like they were adding in new mechanics with the synergy abilities that focus on teamwork between all the party members more so than Remake, um, and also the traversal, how like the environment's more interactable. I wasn't sure if they were overblowing that feature or if that was really gonna make big of a deal, or if the game was just gonna basically feel like more of the same. And to an extent, it does. However, I definitely think it's it's more than I thought. It's more different than I thought it would be. Combat actually feels quite different. In Remake, combat felt, mm, I don't want to say slower. No, combat didn't feel slow, but compared to Rebirth, it's slower. The main thing they changed in Rebirth that I noticed immediately, like first few like sword swings as Cloud, first time you're doing combat in the demo, I was like, oh, this feels like way faster, way more action y. You know what I mean? Um, felt a lot more, felt closer to Final Fantasy 16 um, than than 7 Remake did. Uh, they've even changed the moveset for Cloud. Um, Something I didn't realize was a thing that they were changing was, seems like every character is going to have some kind of ranged ability like that isn't part of like the ATB thing. Like when you dodge and then press attack right after, you have a ranged attack, which was not in the Remake. I'm like 99% sure that was not a thing. Um, and they even changed Cloud's triangle ability. It acts similarly to how it did in a Remake, but again, it's just much faster. That's the main thing. Everything is so much faster, more snappy. Whereas Remake felt a lot more slower, a lot more like, all right, take your time. Each sword swing has a bit more purpose to it. Whereas in Rebirth, it's more like, all right, just get in there, fast, quick, boom, 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 boom. Um, and I actually like that. I actually really liked it. Took a bit to get used to, Um, but once I did, I felt a better flow than the flow of the combat in Remake. So yeah, all in all, combat feels faster. That's the main takeaway. Of course, one of the big selling points of this demo and this game even is playing as Sephiroth. And yes, you do get to play as Sephiroth in the demo. Obviously, it being a flashback sequence, and yeah, lives up to the hype. Sephiroth feels great. Um, I wasn't sure how they were gonna handle it, if it was just gonna be like, you know, he's only there for flashbacks, and in total of this like 60-hour game, he has like, you know, 5 hours max of playtime. But now that I've like actually played as him, he has just as much depth as any other character, and he also has like materia slots and like things that you can customize. Excuse me, things that you can customize. So that really makes me wonder how much playable Sephiroth is there. Like, he feels amazing, and yeah, like I said, he has just as much depth, the same mechanics as Cloud. He has his own synergy abilities with Cloud. He has his own limit break and everything. So it's like, is he like it makes me question. It makes me really curious. Like, how what is Sephiroth's role in this game? Is he just gonna be a background character slash, you know, big final boss villain at the end, like Remake? Doesn't seem like that at all. Seems like he's gonna actually consistently be a playable character here and will actually be a party member more than just, for flashbacks, which is cool. That's really cool. He feels great. Um, Super satisfying. They they really went all out with him. So yeah, playing as Sephiroth absolutely lives up to the hype. All right, and one last thing I want to actually touch on. This was something that I think was just announced in the presentation that uh, you know came out today, when this demo came out, was that you're going to be making narrative choices in this game. Again, this was not a thing in Remake. There are times very early on the demo where you get some dialogue choices, and obviously nothing crazy important or like impactful, 20 minutes into the game, but it's there. Like, it's noticeable. It happened multiple times in this demo. Um, and yeah, like, I knew that these choices weren't like, oh my god, I'm completely changing the story uh, by choosing to play Tifa's piano. That's one of them. But it was cool to get like unique dialogue reactions to them, and yeah, that was something that just wasn't in Remake, wasn't a thing. It's here in Rebirth, and it's just another level of like, yeah, they are changing things, they are adding things. Um, and that's really cool. It's really cool. I actually like that. I'm excited to see how far they take that. I'm really curious. Like, are we gonna have multiple endings? They were really emphasizing this whole like, uh, you know, the bonds between your party members, and certain choices, characters will remember them and stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's present in the demo, and it was really cool. All right, so yeah, overall, the demo, or part one of the demo, technically, was really great. It was cool. Felt good to finally be playing this after years of waiting. Less than a month left. I don't even know if I'm gonna play the second part of the demo just because it's so close to release. I think I just wanna just not do that. Like, I know I'm getting the game day one anyways. But yeah, this was really cool to experience. I definitely think if you have a PS5, uh, if you've played Remake and you're curious, definitely check it out. It's a you know, great thing to get you excited. Get to play Sephiroth, some cool enemy encounters, get used to the new field of combat. Yeah. So my overall impressions, demo is great. I think this game is looking fantastic. I am super, super, super excited for it. Um, and yeah, that's about it. All right. See ya.